The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from experts on such topics as legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to our experts in community association law, estate planning law, tax relief, Medicare, public insurance adjusters, neuropathy treatment, business brokers, and personal injury law, along with many other topics. Now here's your host for the last 17 years, Steve O.
Morning, Florida, my home state. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show where we bring you the finest experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. We are on 70 different platforms, but we have a special platform that we're on now, TikTok. And it's probably one of the greatest things I've added to the show, besides W4CY, is TikTok is bringing us in a whole new audience. And what was amazing is I kind of stayed away from TikTok because I thought it was a younger audience. And come to find out, I'm going, well, I'm on TikTok. I'm on a lot of the platforms. And come to find out, there's a lot of, I'll call them a mature audience that are on TikTok. And people who have been waiting for this show to come on, because we used to get so many calls about estate planning. And our expert attorney, Tom Olson, we were so lucky to get, first of all, we were lucky to get him because Tom has a background. He has his own radio show, which we will be telling you about. So this was easy for him. And he does 2 shows a month with us. And we ask you to write in your questions. Now with TikTok, you can text your questions in. And we do the same thing with YouTube. We were so lucky to get one of the finest estate planning attorneys in the state of Florida. And I'm going to tell you what I looked at with Tom is one of the first things he said to me is, I want to keep people out of probate. Well, that's where attorneys make a lot of money, is in probate. And here he was telling me, I want to keep my clients out of probate. I knew Tom was the one. Let me introduce you. Attorney Tom Olson. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Steve, and all of your loyal listeners and followers. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Hey, Tom, we love having you on. The name of your firm is the Florida Senior Planning PA, and you cover all of Florida. So we don't care where you're at in Florida. You can contact Tom. We'll be giving you his number throughout the show. But Tom, first of all, since we have this new audience, tell people about your firm.
Steve, we can assist clients throughout the state of Florida, from the Keys to Pensacola. We can assist you, FloridaSeniorPlanning.com. We have operators stand by to talk to you right now, 407-423-5561. We offer a free initial estate planning consult. We can do that in person, over the phone, via Zoom, whatever is most convenient to you. And Steve, when we do estate planning for people, we do either 2 or 3 parts. Part number 1 always is 4 basic documents. A will, where you, in writing, decide how you're going to disperse your wealth, divide your wealth between your heirs. A living will declaration, where you ask that you not be kept alive by machines. It's what I call a pull the plug document. A health care surrogate. So if you're not able to, you're appointing somebody to decide what doctors, what hospitals, what medications. And a financial power of attorney. So if you're not able to, you're appointing somebody to pay your bills and manage your financial affairs. That's part 1. Part 2 is we talk about avoiding probate. People want to avoid probate because it's expensive and takes a long time. There are some very simple steps that people can use to avoid probate. For example, make your bank accounts POD, payable on death to your kids. If you make your bank accounts POD and you pass away, all they need to do is to show the bank or credit union your death certificate and they'll turn the money over to them. No probate required. Then we have a great tool for avoiding probate on your home called a Ladybird deed. It's a deed that we would prepare, FloridaSeniorPlanning.com. It states that as long as you're alive, it is your home to do with as you please. But when you pass away, your home would automatically go to your children. No headaches, no hassles, no probate. Then sometimes for clients, we do a part 3. That part 3 is getting seniors up to 30 hours per week of free in-home care. It is through the Florida Waiver Program. It is meant to keep people in their home and out of a nursing home. So if you're staying at home and you say, I just need a little bit of help to let me continue to live in my home, this waiver program is for you. Light cooking, light cleaning, activities of daily living, taking you to doctor's appointments. We can assist you get you qualified for that. Florida Senior Planning, the Florida Waiver Program, we can get you qualified for it.
Tom, I got to tell you, I don't know why we get so many questions, people wanting to know what elder law is. And I do know that you do elder law, and I don't think people realize how expensive like long-term care has become.
Great point, Steve. So for the listeners out there, when you hear these words from your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, your family, they go like this. Oh, mom fell and broke her hip. She went to rehab. We thought she was going to be able to go home, but now she needs to go into a nursing home, also known as a nursing home. That's $15,000 per month, the typical cost. Everything mom ever worked for, down the drain, nothing we can do about it, 5-year look back period. No, I want your listeners to know that's Florida Senior Planning. We have all the legal tools we need to protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home and have the state of Florida pay for it. We can protect your home, your vacation home, your rental properties, your savings, your IRAs, you name it. We can protect it and have the state of Florida pay for your nursing home. Steve, we can do that in one of two ways. We can do that in pre-planning while we're setting up your estate planning. We can get all that paperwork done for you. We can also do it by crisis planning. If you call us and say, oh, mom needs to go into a nursing home in 2 weeks, we need to protect all of her assets, all of her wealth, have the state of Florida pay for it. We can do it in 2 weeks if we need to. That's Florida Senior Planning. I want your listeners to know that no, they don't have to spend their life savings on a nursing home. We can have the state of Florida pay for it for them.
Tom, I'm curious. You have been doing this for a long time. What is the average age? And I'm thinking about the procrastinators now. What is the average age of a person who comes to your firm?
I would say they're probably 65 to 85, right in that range. And yes, Steve, it's a lot of procrastinators for sure. Steve, this time of year, it's a lot of people saying, hey, Tom, we're flying overseas in 2 weeks. We need to get our estate planning done in 2 weeks. So often it is driven by what their vacation schedule is. And people are thinking, wow, I don't want to get on a plane. I don't want to fly to a foreign country without having all my estate planning done and in place. And that's really the big driver during the summertime. But Steve, often, people come and see me to say, Tom, I had my wills done. They were done 20 years ago. When I did my wills, my kids were young, 10, 12, 15 years old. Well, now it is time to redo their estate planning because it's time to update all their documents because their children are now adults.
So, Tom, wasn't your father an estate planning attorney?
Yeah, my father, Robert Olson, was a lawyer. He started in the mid 50s. Had the pleasure of practicing law with him. Steve, I've been a lawyer since 1981. 45 years I've been doing this. And Steve, I had the pleasure of practicing law with him for many years before he retired. And he was a great mentor to me. Steve, I remember as a young lawyer back in 1981, I spent the first couple of years just sitting in his office, listening to him, talking to his clients. And this would be going through my mind. How will I ever know as much about the law as my father knows? Well, here I am, Steve, with a head full of law. But guess what? I'm passing it on to the next generation, including our young daughter is a lawyer with Florida Medicaid planning, senior Medicaid
No
planning.
kidding. I did not know that. Tom, you just kind of proved my point when you gave me your average age of clients who come to you for the first time. People really do procrastinate. And the sad part about it is I'm a news hound. I keep up with anywhere from the New York Times to, I hate to say Fox TV. I just so many, but you see and hear about so many people passing at a young age, and we never know what tomorrow brings, Tom.
Yeah.
So for people who procrastinate, I mean, look at Prince. I mean, he was young and he passed away without a will.
Well, two things I would say about that, Steve. Number one, if you're a young person and you've got children that are young, under the age of 18, absolutely, positively, you need to have estate planning done, because if you pass away, you can't leave your wealth to a 5-year-old. You're going to need a living trust to avoid probate and have your wealth held in trust for the benefit of your minor children. Your money would be held in trust, used to help them go to college, help them buy a house, help them buy a car. And then you get to dictate at what age that money is turned over to them. Usually we recommend age 25. Number two, Steve, by getting your estate plan in order, by getting everything set up like we're talking about, by avoiding probate, that also means that when you pass away, there is much less likelihood that your kids are going to argue and fight with each other. Steve, when I was a young lawyer and I did probate for mom and dad, rare was the day that the kids were fighting with each other. Steve, here it is, 2026, and when mom and dad have to go through probate, which we're trying to avoid, hey, there's a good chance the kids are going to be arguing with each other and a good chance that they'll never speak to each other. By getting your estate plan in order, by making things simple, easy, inexpensive for your kids, you're going to help them to maintain their great relationship with each other. And hey, every parent wants that. Every parent wants their kids that they all love and respect each other and get along.
The name of Tom's firm is Florida Senior Planning. I want to get this. This is one of the TikTok questions that just came on. Tom, I just found your show. What a great show. What makes your firm different from other estate planning firms? That's a great question.
Steve, I'd say two things. Number one, we here at Florida Senior Planning, we like to keep it simple. Steve, that may sound so basic, but believe me, we have clients that come and see us that had their estate planning done at another law firm, and they bring us in a 3-ring, 3-inch binder that's got 2 or 3 inches of documents in it. Hey, I guarantee that when our new client, when they walked out of that old lawyer's office with that 3-inch, 3-ring binder, they had no idea what it said, and it only got worse from there. We're about keeping it simple so that when our clients leave our office, they have a full understanding of what they did and why they did it. If a year from now they want to go look at their estate planning documents, they are not full of legalese. They are written in such a way that people can understand it. Steve, number two, we like to work on a flat fee basis. FloridaSeniorPlanning.com. We do everything on a flat fee basis. When you meet with us with a free initial consultation, together we will come up with an action plan, exactly what we're going to do for you. Once we agree on an action plan with a client, we will quote you a flat fee. Steve, when we talk about doing those 4 basic documents for somebody, a will, a living will, a healthcare surrogate, financial planner, power of attorney, to do those 4 documents for a single person, it's only $1,200. To do those 4 documents for a married couple, 4 for him, 4 for her, it's only $1,500. To do a ladybird deed, it's only $900. So, Steve, it's not that expensive. Believe me, Steve, when a client walks out of here, they're going to feel grateful. They're going to feel like a weight is off their shoulders. They're going to be so glad that they finally got this done. They can take it off their list of things to do.
Tom, we have so many people from New York moving here to Florida, and some people live here 6 months out of the year. We just had someone ask a question who lives in New York 6 months out of the year, and they live in Florida 6 months out of the year. Should their attorney, should it be New York or should it be Florida?
Steve, well, I can tell you this, that here in the state of Florida, a single person can pass up to $15 million free of death taxes, also known as estate taxes, also known as inheritance taxes. A married couple can pass up to $30 million free of death taxes. That is absolutely not true in the state of New York. In the state of New York, they will begin taxing your estate from $1. So this people that go back and forth between New York and Florida, they need to they need to decide, do they want to be residents of the state of Florida and pay no death taxes, or do they want to be residents of New York and pay death taxes? You want to be a resident of the state of Florida, you need to declare yourself a resident of the state of Florida, and you need to be here for 6 months and a day. You can't split it 6 months, 6 months. You need to be in this state for at least 6 months out of the year, and you need to be prepared to prove it if you need to. Steve, that would be a reason why they might want to be a resident of the state of Florida. But I would also say this, that no matter what state you live in, you might own a vacation condo in Florida. You might own a timeshare in Florida. So if you live in New York, if you live in California, if you live in New Mexico, your estate planning is done in your home state, but you still need to take steps to avoid probate on the real estate that you own in the state of Florida, your vacation condo, your timeshare. So we're not going to mess with your estate planning done in another state, but here at FloridaSeniorPlanning.com, we will do a ladybird deed so you can avoid probate on the real estate that you own in the state of Florida. And that is so important. I want your listeners to think about this. Do you know somebody that owns a vacation home or a timeshare in Florida? They live outside the state of Florida? Call them. Please tell them they needed to take steps to avoid probate on that real estate or timeshare. Contact FloridaSeniorPlanning.com.
Hey, Tom, I've got to read this. This is amazing. This is from Max in Tampa. He said, your firm helped my mother do her plan. What people don't realize, there are so many things that with all the reading we seem to do, there's so much we do not know about estate planning. And my mother was so impressed with how you handled her business. And I saw your show on, and I just wanted to thank you. That's pretty amazing. Because, Tom, your firm does, even just the way your fee structure is, we do other estate planning shows around the country, and your firm just stands out the way you handle your clients.
Thank you, Steve. Well, we do it fast. To do your estate planning is usually about a 30-day process from start to finish. We keep it simple. We do a great job. And Steve, when we do estate planning for people, we put everything in a 3-ring binder. Everything is nice and organized and in place. We scan everything for our file. We put a scanned copy of everything on a thumb drive for you. And so it's very easy for you to share a copy of these documents with your kids. And we think that's very important that they know what your estate planning documents say. And we always tell our clients, tell your children where that white notebook is that we do for you so that they can find it when they need it.
Exactly. So, Tom, tell people how they can reach you. And you also have literature that you will mail out to people.
Yeah. Steve, they can reach us at floridaseniorplanning.com. We also have operators standing by right now to talk to you. 407-423-5561. I'm going to give that phone number out again in just a minute. But as Steve said, we have free booklets, easy ways to avoid probate, how to avoid probate on your home, how to get free in-home care for seniors, how to protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home. All of those free booklets are available to you at floridaseniorplanning.com, or you can call our office anytime at 407-423-5561.
Tom, tell people when your radio show is also.
Steve, I've been doing radio for 40 years, 1986. It is America's longest running legal radio show. It's on every Saturday from 11 to noon on WDBO. Those moniker stands for Way Down by Orlando, WDBO. You can listen to it live streaming at WDBO.com. Or if you're into podcasts like me, you can subscribe to the Olson on Law radio show. Wherever you get your podcasts, it's called Olson on Law.
Tom, it's so obvious why your firm is so successful. Tom's with us twice a month. And Tom, have a wonderful week. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Steve.
That's attorney Tom Olson. Folks, I'm telling you, if you either yourself or your parents need to sit down with an attorney for estate planning, give Tom a call. Hey, that's going to do it for us today. We have another show this afternoon. If you're in the Florida area, we're going to be talking about Medicare. And then our second show is on weight loss, stress, functional medicine. That's at 5 o'clock Eastern time and 5:25 Eastern time. That'll do it for us today. Have a good day. See you soon.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.